What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope your day is going extremely well. If you're still using your operator for like 2 seconds and then going back, you are missing one of the strongest systems in Warframe. Today I'll break down the operator from zero, what focal schools are, what each school does, and how actually play each one on the right way. By the end, you'll know exactly which school fits your style. So let's explain who is the operator/drifter. The operator is your true character, that one using void power, and it's not just story stuff. The operator is real gameplay power. You can get energy support, survivability, damage boost, armor stripping, and team protection. With Vogue School, your operator become a tool that makes your Warframe stronger. Before the schools, there is 3 key ideas you have to know. First one, which is the focus schools. There are 5 schools, each one is a different play style. Second one, which is the way bounce. These are special passives you unlock once and then you can use them with any school. This is one of the best early investments. Third one, which is the operator or the drifter amp. Your amp is basically your operator or your drifter weapon. The operator works best as quick swap, go in, do the job, and swap back. So let's start with the 5 schools. First one, which is the Zenurik. Zenurik is all about energy and smooth gameplay. If you hate running out of energy, Zenurik is your best friend. It is the best for energy-hungry warframes, long missions like a survival, new players who want consistency. So how to play the Zenurik? Swap to your operator for a moment, use your Zenurik energy support tool, which is his first ability, or you can also use the ultimate, which is the third ability. The ultimate kills your enemies and the first ability gives you more energy. Note, if you press your first again, it will increase its size. Swap back to your Warframe and keep fighting. It makes everything feel easier. Downside of Zenurik, it is not the highest damage school, it's more utility. So let's explain the tree. Energy balls. Simply, energy orbs give extra energy over time, not just instantly. Wellspring first ability, it drops an energy zone that gives energy regen to anyone who touch it. Hardened Wellspring upgrades Wellspring bigger, longer, and give extra ability strengths while you are excited. Might, one free ability cast, no energy or shields, then 60 seconds of cooldown. Disarming Sling. Sling touches enemies, have a 50% chance to disarm them. No cooldown. Killing disarmed enemies gives a stacking operator energy regen. Void Siphon, which is the way bound, higher operator energy regen. Void Flow, which is give Void Flow, the second way bound, it's for higher operator max energy. Temporal Drag, second ability. Big slow enemies hits are slowed by 80% for a short time. Temporal Shot, headshot damage is increased by 100% on enemies affected by Temporal Drag. Now let's explain the new skills which is unlocked after finishing the old beast quests. Lorak Talon Strike. It summons a Lorak beam. Enemies killed after being pierced can drop an energy orb. Max rank is 100%. Prismatic Beam. Targets hit by a Talon kills extra small beams to jump to enemies within 20 meters. Boundless Energy. Increase the bonus from Badges by 40% and Spectral Badges. Creates a 4 Spectral Badges that boost cast speed, strength, duration, and give plus 100 energy per badge. Brilliant Insight. Badges also fire beams that blind enemies within 16 meters. One line summary you can say, Zenurik is the comfort school, Wellspring for energy, Temporal Drag for heavy, slow, and Lorak turns kills into an energy orbs, which is extra beam effects. Second school, which is the Madurai. Madurai is the hit hard right now school. It's about big burst damage and boosting your operator or your warframe damage. It's best for boss fights, strong targets, and in-game content where burst matters. How to play Madurai. Before big damage phase, swap to your operator, active your first ability, and shoot with your amp or your weapon. Swap back and finish the fight. Downside, if you need more defense or team support, other schools may feel better. So let's explain the tree. Phoenix Talons, it is your main damage booster, makes your hits hit harder. Power Transfer, swapping from your operator to your warframe gives you a strong combat buff that helps your warframe damage cycle. Void Strike, the famous burst tool, charge up a power, then your next hits nuke. Void Fuel feeds your damage loop by improving your operator resources for more output. Chain Sling, better movement chaining lets you sling repeatedly and keep momentum. Sling Strength, sling boosts your offensive output stronger after using sling. Contamination Wave, sends a wave effect to weaken prime enemies for damage. Distilled Contamination, upgrades that wave stronger or more reliable debuff. Inner Gaze, its amp efficiency, longer firing up time, more sustain on amp usage. Eternal Gaze, better amp sustain over time, keeps your amp active longer. Para Turn Strike, it is the signature Madurai strike, heavy burst attack, overwhelming power, big damage mod, stronger output when you want maximum burst. Rain of Arrows, adds a multi-hit coverage, more hits over an area. Surging Storm, adds a stronger burst, more intensity to the strike chain. Downpour, even more AoE rain pressure, bigger area or more hits. One line summary to say, Madurai is the damage school, Void Strike for burst or transfer to buff your warframe after swapping, and Tar Saron upgrades for heavy AoE nuke. The third school, which is the Naramon. Naramon is for melee players. It's designed to keep your melee flow strong, especially for the combos. It's the best for melee builds, combo-based play, and fast movement and constant fighting. So how to play Naramon? Build your melee combo, use your Naramon tools that help to maintain your combo and tempo. You can swap to your operator quickly for utility, then return without breaking your flow. Downside, if you don't play melee much, Naramon loses a value. Let's talk about the tree. Power Spike, simply it's the core. Your melee combo decays slowly instead of disappearing. Mind Step, it's the way bound here. It gives you more operator movement speed. Far Slang, also it's the way bound here and it gives you longer void sling distance. Opening Slam, a transference slam that boosts a combo gain for a short time. Amp Strike, swap in a high combo, gain amp damage boost. Good for operator damage moments. Affinity Spike, you gain more melee affinity, so you farm focus faster while using melee. Void Levitation, which is the first ability, lifts suspends enemy for control and setups. Lethal Levitation, hitting the lifted enemies gives you a stacking weapon damage bonus. Sling Stun is the second ability. Your next slang become wider, enemies hit are open to finishers and take more finisher damage. Killer's Rush, do an operator finisher, instantly swap back to your frame and gain melee critical chance for a while. The Exotic Town Strike summons a huge void sword with each enemy hit gives +8 melee combo. Spectral Blades, it summons a 4 spectral copies of your melee weapon they attack with you, build a combo and charge Taron faster. Astral Cut, Taron Strike / size +80%. Flowing Strikes, spectral melee attack range increased to 26 meters. Hungering Blades, it's a spectral weapons that have a chance to hit the enemies, and 100% chance to hit the same enemy a second time. One line summary you can say about Naramon is the melee school. It keeps your combo alive, opens the finisher, and the Charon, upgrade literally, feeds your combo and extra spectral melee hits. The fourth one, which is the Unairu. Unairu is about making enemies weaker, saying armor strip, defense breaking, and debuff tanky targets. It's the best for armored enemies, steel based style tank units, players who want to weaken the targets first, then delete them. So how to play Unairu? When you see a tough group or a tanky enemy swap to your operator, use Unairu tools to strip armor defenses or apply debuffs. Swap back to your Warframe, now enemies die much faster. Downside, it can take a practice with timing, it's not always needed in easy missions. So let's talk about the tree. Pause. After Transference, you got a short window of immunity to stagger and knockdowns. Stone Skin, flat armor boost for survivability. Last Gasp, which is the Waybound, and it's one of the best Waybounds in the game. If you go down, you can fight as an operator to revive yourself. Vengeance, which is the second Waybound on Unairu. During your last gasp, your damage ramps up, so the self-revive is easier. Caustic Strike, the second ability. Big hit that strip armors, you go to remove armor now button. Unairu Wisp can spawn wisps that buff nearby allies' operator damage. Magnetic Flare. It's the zone that disrupts shields. Very good versus shield heavy target. Magnetic Boost. Improve the flare playstyle. Refresh it with sling interactions. Reinforced Return. If operator gets downed, Warframe becomes invulnerable briefly and you can bullet tear. Static Purge. While Reinforced Return is active, kills can clear Transference static. Now let's explain the new skills which is unlocked after finishing the old beast quests. Togron Tower Strike. It summons a void hammer, slams that creates a shockwave that ripples 4 times. Great Quake. Shockwave radius is increased by 40%. Standard Bounty. Shockwaves generate 5 backups, universal orb or ammo. Tempered Benison. Shockwave creates 5 armor modes given plus 450 temporary armor. Seismic Impact. After Kogoron, your next 4 aerial melee slams also trigger a shockwave effect. One line summary you can say, Unairu is the I don't die school. Poise for anti-knockdown, Last Gasp to self-revive, and Exotic Strike for instant armor strip, plus a hammer to shockwave setup. The last one, which is the Vazarin. Vazarin is the survival and support school. It helps you to stay alive and protect your teammates. It's the best for hard missions, squads, saving a teammates, and staying consistent. So how to play the Vazarin? When you or your team is in danger, swap to your operator, use your Vazarin protection or healing tools, swap back and keep pushing. You become a teammate everyone wants. Downside, it's not focused on damage, it's focused to stay alive. So let's head to the tree. Mending Unity, your team support core, improve your healing protection applies to allies. Void Region, regeneration tied to operator void play, more sustain while you swap and move. Squad Region, passive team regeneration, steady healing for squad. Enduring Tides, longer lasting healing and protection duration. Rejuvenating Tides, stronger healing uptime, more frequent healing effects. Guardian Shell, create a protective layer, shields effects for defense. Guardian Break, a defensive buff, breaking triggering the shields gives a benefit, usually a burst effect or a safety window. Void Sneer, simply locks enemies in a place, great for controlling groups. Protective Slang, which is the best on the Vazarin. Simply slang through your allies or yourself to protect them. The classic, save teammate too. Now let's explain the new skills which is unlocked after finishing the old beast quest. Unairu Tower Strike. Your big signature support strike, a strong utility heal style burst. Rift Waters improve the Taron effect by adding a more utility and coverage. Eroding Rabbits adds an aggressive support twist, reduce enemy pressure and weakness. Deathless Currents adds survival insurance vibe. Health prevent death, stabilize the squad. Swelling Deluge. Next effect, bigger and stronger for more impact. One line summary to say, Vazarin is the pure support school, region for whole team, Protective Slang to save allies, and Nadurai Town upgrades for a big utility and safety. So let's go to the recap part. Here is the easiest way to choose. Want energy and comfort? Go for the Zenurik. Want burst damage and amp power or weapon power? Go for the Madurai. If you are a melee main, want comp flow? Go for the Naramon. Want to break enemy defenses? Go for the Unairu. And if you want the protection, go for the Vazarin. And here is the golden rule. The operator is not your main character in a combat, it's your quick tool. Swap in for 1 to 3 seconds, get a buff or apply a debuff, protect yourself, then swap back. Most people make these mistakes, staying in the operator too long, ignoring the wave bounce, and choosing a school that doesn't match their play style. And this is some notes will help you. Here is the fastest tips. 1. Focus on wave bounce early. Pick one school, you can use it every day, usually as Zenurik or the Vazarin, then expand later. Build a decent amp because it's your real operator weapon. Be practical, each school has a purpose, you don't have to stick to one forever. Now you know all the 5 schools, energy and damage and melee and defense break and protection. Comment down below which school do you want to use and what Warframe do you mean, and I'll tell you the best school setup for your play style. And also, if you want more information about how to make your amp, comment down below. Let me know in the comments, and if this video gets 1k likes, I can do it soon. So anyways, that's it for me. Hope you liked the video or learned something new. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great day, guys. Goodbye.